The office was quiet. Late in the evening, the hum of fluorescent lights the only sound. Alexander Carter, the young and ambitious CEO, sat at his desk, reviewing contracts. Across the room, his secretary, Vanessa Clark, leaned casually against the doorway, a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. She had been working for him for years, always efficient, always loyal, or so he thought. But Vanessa carried secrets Alexander didn't know. Late nights in the office had created opportunities, and she had quietly manipulated situations in her favor. A simple conversation, a misplaced file, a whispered suggestion in the right ear, she knew how to influence him. On this night, her plan began to take shape. For wealth, power, and control, Vanessa was willing to cross lines that no one would ever suspect. Alexander had no idea the danger lurking behind the polite smile of the woman he trusted most. Alexander believed he could trust Vanessa completely. She handled sensitive documents, knew the company's secrets, and maintained an image of professionalism. But behind her calm demeanor, Vanessa's ambitions grew darker. She had carefully observed Alexander's habits, his schedule, and even his weaknesses. She knew exactly when he was most vulnerable and who could be manipulated. Vanessa's motives were simple but ruthless: money and control. Years of seeing Alexander's success had fueled envy and greed, and she had decided it was time to claim her own piece of power. Small manipulations became strategic moves: misplaced contracts, confidential emails, and late-night meetings designed to isolate him. That evening, as Alexander prepared to leave the office, Vanessa lingered longer than usual. Her eyes glinted with intent, and her polite questions carried hidden pressure. He had no idea that what seemed like harmless curiosity was the first step toward betrayal, and that tonight, Vanessa's ambitions were about to turn deadly. The next morning, Alexander arrived early, unaware that Vanessa had already been at the office for hours. She moved with purpose, carefully arranging files and emails to mislead him. Every document seemed routine, every request polite, but beneath the surface, a web of deception had been woven. Vanessa invited Alexander to her office under the pretense of reviewing urgent financial reports. He stepped inside, trusting her completely, unaware that she had planned this moment for weeks. The room felt ordinary, but the air carried an unspoken tension. As Alexander leaned over the papers, Vanessa's voice was soft but insistent, guiding him toward decisions he would normally question. Each word was calculated, each gesture precise. She was leading him, subtly, into a corner, mentally and physically. By the time he realized something was wrong, it would be too late. Vanessa's charm masked a dangerous resolve. Greed had driven her to plan something irreversible. Alexander followed Vanessa's instructions, unaware that every decision he made played into her plan. The financial reports she presented were subtly altered, pushing him toward approving transactions that would later implicate him if questioned. Her eyes never left his, masking the cold calculation behind her warm smile. As the afternoon wore on, Vanessa suggested they finalize a confidential deal in the secluded corner of the office. Alexander hesitated, sensing nothing more than routine secrecy, but her persuasive tone left little room for doubt. Every step he took deeper into her trap, she guided effortlessly. Vanessa's thoughts were sharp and merciless. Money, power, and freedom from scrutiny were now within reach, but there was only one way to secure them fully. Greed had pushed her past the threshold of morality. Tonight, the office, once a place of work and trust, would become the stage for a calculated act of murder, masked as a professional misstep. As the office lights dimmed and the city outside quieted, Alexander stayed behind, unaware he was walking into a trap. Vanessa lingered nearby, her demeanor calm and professional, concealing the storm of intentions within. Every casual remark, every offer to help, was part of a carefully orchestrated plan. She guided him to a private office on the top floor, insisting that sensitive documents needed final approval. The door closed behind them, locking him into the perfect setup. Her tone remained polite, her smile unwavering, but her mind raced with the steps she had meticulously rehearsed. When Alexander bent over the papers again, Vanessa acted swiftly. A sudden, precise strike ended the confrontation instantly. Panic never had a chance to rise. The act was quick, calculated, and cold. In the silence that followed, the office, once a place of trust, was now a crime scene, the first step in her path to wealth and control. Vanessa's pulse remained steady as she surveyed the scene. The office was silent except for the faint hum of the city outside. She knew every second counted, Any misstep could expose her carefully laid plan. With methodical precision, she wiped fingerprints from the desk, repositioned papers, and created the illusion of a simple accident. A tipped chair, a fallen lamp, small details designed to mislead anyone who might discover the scene. Her mind raced through contingencies: who could be questioned, which evidence could link back to her, and how to ensure her story remained flawless. By the time the first security guard discovered the office, Vanessa was already gone, walking down the street with a calm demeanor that belied the chaos she had orchestrated. To everyone watching, she appeared as the loyal secretary she had always seemed to be: innocent, professional, and utterly untouchable. The next morning, the office was in chaos. Alexander's absence was quickly noticed, and soon security and the authorities were called. Rumors swirled among employees. Where had he gone? The office cameras revealed nothing conclusive. The last footage showed him heading toward the top floor office, but Vanessa's movement seemed routine, leaving no hint of her involvement. Detectives arrived, examining the scene with meticulous care. The signs of foul play were subtle but present: an overturned lamp, scattered documents, and the faint trace of a struggle. Witnesses were questioned, emails and messages reviewed, and security logs analyzed. Vanessa maintained her calm composure, answering questions with professionalism and concern. Yet behind her composed exterior, she watched closely, calculating the next steps. Every new inquiry was an opportunity to adjust her story, manipulate perceptions, and ensure her involvement remained hidden. The investigation had begun, but Vanessa's plan was far from over. As the investigation intensified, inconsistencies began to emerge. Small details, misplaced documents, conflicting timelines, and subtle traces of manipulation pointed detectives toward Vanessa. Her carefully crafted facade began to crack under scrutiny. Forensic evidence linked her to the scene, and digital footprints revealed her meticulous planning. When confronted, Vanessa remained calm, denying involvement, but the weight of evidence was undeniable. Her ambitions, greed, and ruthless actions were exposed. In court, the story unfolded: the late-night meetings, the altered documents, the carefully orchestrated trap, and finally, the murder. Convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to a lengthy prison term, Vanessa's freedom and wealth were forever lost. The office that had once symbolized trust became a cautionary tale, a reminder that ambition unchecked by morality could lead to devastating consequences. Alexander's legacy, though tragically cut short, stood as a testament to vigilance, trust, and the dark potential hiding behind familiar faces.